frequently the case with stock bikes. The best cases of each are normally those discharged in the last year of the model's run. John's 1974 Ducati 450 Desmo Mk3 is one such illustration. With the radiant 450 Desmo single-motor, exemplary Italian looks and a stunningly spry suspension, it was continually going to be one of those bicycles that lent more towards reclamation as opposed to customization when it moved into our workshop. There are numerous awesome contributor bicycles for full custom forms, yet a model like this with mind-boggling legacy and looks was just consistently going to get minor custom touches to improve the first manufacturing plant stylish. Proprietor John gives us the foundation story. I had an extremely pleasant Ducati 450 Mk3 that was stolen. In any case, I generally needed a Desmo, so went looking. I purchased this bicycle from the group of a person who had been hustling it. This was 1982. The bicycle was unregistered, and running a hot red and white camshaft and had the valve springs evacuated, with the goal that it didn't sit still. I had the head done up with a standard cam and springs and re-chrome plated devotees and afterward rode it generally days. I had a two-fold seat on it for the sweetheart, yet the traveler pegs were on the swing arm, so it was a quite shaggy roost. I rode it to Sydney to visit a companion one summer and rode back with him billion. It rained the whole way, not a bicycle for that in the best of conditions. In 1984 I went to the UK to consider. I adored the bicycle so much I demanded riding it to the airplane terminal, with loved ones after. I got my companion Michael to ride it home, take out the start attachment and fill the motor with oil. It's been under different Brisbane houses from that point forward. I used to sporadically shower it with WD-40, and turn the motor over. With just that support it got genuinely corroded. As you can envision, see picture at base, it was somewhat less than indicate room when it came into LA speed. But it did without a doubt roll, and every one of the bits were, for the most part, there. So following 33 years the time had come to breath life into this super single back. The bicycle was totally dismantled with essentially every part waiting to be restored, repaired or supplanted. Significant things that were finished incorporated a full motor reconstruct and some minor casing fixing. The famous Italian electrics were evacuated and supplanted with a 12V framework to drive some new common luxuries like pointers and a horn. As occurs with a bicycle this age, the further you get into them the more things you find to settle. So the bicycle presented its difficulties, particularly given some ragged parts weren't accessible to buy, so they must be made or broadly revamped and modified from better condition unique things. The non-manufacturing plant things were kept to a base, with the front lamp, pointers, mirrors and elastic being the most prominent changes from what the Ducati creators initially planned. John's most loved part about the bicycle? The motor, the outline and the nature of the castings. Our most loved part about the bicycle? Seeing an old exemplary racer given the full treatment and another rent on life. Subsequent to being on John's rundown for over 3 decades, he said it was a genuine bliss to get on it 33 years after he last rode it. We can comprehend that. The sound of the Desmo at high RPM joined with the amazing treatment of this frame, particularly with current elastic, is unquestionably an absolute necessity and counter for any maturing motorcyclist. Frequently alluded to as one of the best brandishing singles ever, we're certainly envious as John becomes more acquainted with the bicycle once more in readiness for the MotoGiro Australia occasion. Regardless of whether it's at the Giro or simply all over the place, we're certain there will be numerous more miles for this great Italian.